first opened back in 1975. There's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much, maybe a yard up to the 29. See if they stay on the ground for second down. Back to throw here. And some room to roam now. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Fresh set of downs here. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long. Back to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And the sack parade continues. Remember last week, they had an astounding 8 sacks, another one there on the opening drive.
And they have the mentality of just attacking the quarterback in the pocket, no matter what. They're one of those teams that says, we play the run on our way back to the quarterback. And that philosophy works for them very well.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 19 yards is the pickup there, but even with that, they're well short. It's fourth down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. At the 16-yard line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lyons. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
Looking to throw on second down. Wells. Flush to his right. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And now a first down following that long gain.
Here we go now.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Well, that play was doomed right from the start.
They just about ran into every defender on that one, didn't he? It felt like everyone got a piece of that tackle.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Here we go.
Operating from the gun. Wells. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs.
And confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They run the counter now on first down. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Well, at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to work. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Back-to-back 1-yard runs here, so that leaves him with a 3rd down and 8.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out. They're going to look to throw. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Over the middle, complete. It's McKinney. And this time not quite to the 30. He'll be down at the 31-yard line.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Second down, they'll try and run the counter. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive. And normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. He'll look to throw. And he'll just get back to the line of scrimmage, if that. And with a flag on the field. And that one looks to be in the area where someone was held.
Offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And Lutz puts this one through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 61 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly for 6. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Caught right side, Tate. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Now let's go. Over.
They'll look to throw here. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Packer football here, 1st down and 10. They find some open field here. And he's into the clear. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This will be taken in at the 1. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. A handoff as they run the counter play. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down. The Saints on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. They'll set up a throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. 1:52 left to play in this 2nd quarter. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Around the NFL, second quarter in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Throwing on first down. Wells. Throw left side complete. That's Gibson. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Nice job. Nice patience right there. Put him on the right side. Let him work his way across. Put the ball in his hands and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
Daylight. Past the 20. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 44 yards on the ground. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
Let's go. Green 30.
From the gun, Wells. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Only a yard on the completion. It's second and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on third and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
On third down, it's Shaw. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here to his running back. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Second down following the run. And they're going to go soft on the corners.
Let's go. Blue landing.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete. So we've come up. So no update from Larry after 17 weeks. Folks are saying, let's get on with the show, so we'll oblige as we get you set for the second half kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And they have secured that spot in the playoffs, clinching the NFC North division, in fact. So for the moment, they'd be hosting a wild card game in round one.
And that's cause for celebration because anytime you're in the playoffs, you're happy. But the idea that you're in the playoffs and you're hosting the first game you have to play, that's a big-time lift for that team and for the organization because everything's familiar. You're at home. Your routine stays the same. You don't have to go on the road and change things up.
Get a win, get some momentum, see what happens in round two.
And we've seen it happen before. A wild card victor in the first round, they often propel themselves towards the Super Bowl.
Here we go. Green,
And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's got some space here. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big hitter there. A first down gain of 26 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop it.
Let's go. Green,
On first down, Wells. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gibson. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice...
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Packers are pouring it on.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well down. Field.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know, in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on third and a tough 9.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized.
All right, now look at 56.
He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. It's taken to the 26. It looked like he might beat that last man. He doesn't, though, but it goes as a 32-yard return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
by
the time we have to leave the booth.
A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you can just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Now they'll run it on the toss. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. He couldn't get the edge there. It wasn't sealed, so maybe not all on the guy running the football all the time on those tosses and the pitches that go to the outside.
No, not at all. I would agree with that totally because sometimes the defensive guys, they win the edge battle. And when they do that, there's no place for the running back to go, especially for offensive linemen trying to get out ahead. With their footwork and speed, it was negligible on that play. No gain at all for the offense. Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. To throw is Avant, operating from the gun. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. To throw is Avant. From the gun, he'll throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And he's got it. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Able to get away. Muscles him off. Now he's going to send this one deep. Right. He's got him in. Complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. A big play for the Saints on third down. 42 yards. Well, they've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them. That one didn't quite make it to the target, but that's not always a function of the strength of the arm of the quarterback, is it? Sometimes there's just too much pressure there. In any case, the ball doesn't arrive.
Here we go.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Howard. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. That one goes for 24 yards. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Double tight, guys, double tight. All right, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints able to get this back to within at least some measure of respectability.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never had showed up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. I guess it kind of goes without saying at this point, but he's had a great game, as we like to say, a nose for the end zone, no doubt.
continues to find it throughout this game, and I'm sure he's got a nice place to live. He might want to make an offer on the end zone for a second home because that's what it's been like throughout this contest. He knows how to get there, and boy, he looks happy when he does.
He's already bought all the Red Sea parts, and there he goes. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. 66 yards. And the Packers continue to roll. So another score there, and often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. Fielded about a yard deep. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And the division title out of reach. We know that. This is as good a spot, Charles, as they're going to get. That first wild card and the number 5 overall seed.
So it's just a matter of adjusting now, isn't it? And what I mean by that is mentally. Every team starts the season thinking, let's go for the number 1 seed, right? Being the top team. Number 2 is pretty great, too, because you get the opening bye, and you're at home after that. But it doesn't matter at this point. Just getting in, and you just sit down and talk to your team. Would you rather go on the road and deal with someone, or would you rather stay at home for the playoffs? Let's go on the road and go take someone out.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Howard. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
All right, here we go.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You just tried to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Oh, for a second there, I had flashbacks with... ago, the NFC Championship game for the Packers, but here they're able to hold on.
And many things changed in Green Bay after that game. Personnel, people coaching, the whole deal. And in this case, they get it done. No fail like they had in Seattle.
And he's got room. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there? And that's run the football.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now back to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Here we go.
To throw is Avant, operating from the gun. And the pressure gets to him again. This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. To throw is Avant. From the gun, he'll throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sheldon Rankins in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the standard justification.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Now bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And the Packers pick it up.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
To throw is Avant from the gun on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Shaw. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
The 20. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Packers are pouring it on. And it's up and good.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. The numbers tell the story. Not the best start, but it's not often how you start, it's how you finish. And since that start, he's been good.
Can you just imagine what was going on in the locker room with the defensive coordinator? Because things were working so well. His game plan was in effect. They were holding him down. He was off his game. But you just know that he was nervous at halftime because you don't hold a guy like that down for very long. And in this case, his fears were real.
Packer pressure, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. This is Tate. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker.
Detroit!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
Let's go!
Now it looks like he'll throw here. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And, my friend, I think it's safe to say that this game is pretty much deceased at this point. It's taken a knee, so to speak.
It is definitely this victory formation. Take the snap, take the knee, call it a night, call it a game, call it whatever. I agree with you totally. I don't think there's much left to get except for those who want to run up the score.
I knew this was over about a minute ago when you took your stat sheet and just flipped it over your shoulder in the trash can.
Yeah, that's similar to the guys cutting tape off right before the game's over. We know this thing's done.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
forward. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They'll look to throw. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. They'll drop to throw. He's going to let it fly. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 46. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Let's go. Flex round. Flex round.
To throw is Avant on first down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Flex round. Flex round. Here we go. What? Flex round. Flex round.
To throw is Avant on first and 10. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great